Good morning, traders. Welcome to the morning update. My name is Mark Owen, and we're just going to have a run through the markets and see what news announcements there are coming out today and how it may affect your trading. Well, yesterday, although it was a very quiet day, what we did have was some news coming out of Bank of Canada, which I'm just going to talk about just down here. So we'll have a look at that on a chart in a minute. And basically what happened was there was a press release that basically said that Mr. Paulos was going to keep monetary policy the same for the next 18 months or so and see what happened. But really what was taken into account was it was misinterpreted. And they weren't talking about monetary policy, he was actually talking about the output gap. So in relation, what happened to that was the markets anticipated what they thought was going to be a rates staying at the same level for the next 18 months. They saw that as a very strong statement from the Bank of Canada, and you saw the Canadian dollar strengthen significantly over the course of a sort of a 1 hour to 15 minutes, and then he had to issue a statement to say that he wasn't talking about monetary policy, and then all of a sudden you saw the Canadian dollar give up the gains that was just made. So very interesting move there, but unfortunately that did actually ruin a setup for me and my rules. I just sent out an alert literally to all our followers, so all traders out there, I do apologize that literally straight after I'd sent out the alert, literally I jinxed the market, because one of my rules stipulated that the market had to close above a certain level on the daily time frame. And unfortunately, straight after he made the statement, the Canadian dollar strength came straight back down, closed below the certain level. Therefore, there was no trade available for me to take, only for him to then issue another statement and say that actually it was misinterpreted, and then the market rebounded straight off the level that I'd made for everyone. So in the email, you'll see that I told everyone to look at the 132.80 to 133 level. It came straight down to 132.76 and then bounced, and we would all be sitting in the money right now, and Phoenix Blue traders would have banked target 1 and stops would have been at break even. So unfortunately that didn't happen for me and for our traders, but anyone else that sort of did like the trade but obviously didn't follow a certain rule that I stipulated, well, they'll be sitting in the money and they'll be doing quite well right now. Okay, so what's happening today? Well, we've got major news today. We've got the Bank of England, Mark Carney speaking, and we've got Mr. Draghi speaking. Well, Mark Carney, whenever he speaks, there's always movement, and it's usually pretty volatile. But for me, the most interesting one will be when Draghi speaks, and the reason for this is that QE is meant to finish, or is meant to finish in March, I should say, and the market doesn't really know what they're going to do after this. Are they going to extend QE? Are they what are they going to do? Are they going to bring in more stimulus? So I think this is why you saw euro in a 40 pip range yesterday, which is something unheard of. So come 4:30 today, we'll probably start to see some sort of direction. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw a bit of a strengthening of the euro short term, and looking for a sell-off once we get to some structure. And we're going to go through that shortly. Let's move on to the charts. Well, the Nikkei, I mean, how many traders, I would actually like to know, guys, so if you are watching this video, how many traders that have been following us have been taking any of the buy setups that we've been talking about on the Nikkei? Because this is the weekly chart, by the way, but the market came into here and we were issuing buy calls, and all the way up this trend line we were issuing buy calls. We were telling you to avoid potential sell opportunities because we did feel that the magic 17,000, 17,150 was going to break. And if we get a weekly close above this candle here, then obviously this is very bullish for this particular market, and we'll be looking for long setups, targeting 18,000 and then up towards 20,000. So there's a lot of potential with this market. So if you have been watching us and you have been taking advantage of any of the buy signals, I would like to know. Okay, dollar index, this is something we've been highlighting as well for a while. We got a breakout, it's moved, it's been one directional, it's been a little bit static for yesterday. we got that acceleration through on Friday. We are at structure right now. The question is what's going to happen. We're going to break through that structure, or we're going to bounce off it. Well, no doubt Mr. Draghi will accelerate the move one way or the other. So traders, be careful. If you don't have any positions in euro, then you've got nothing to worry about. But if you do have positions in euro, or maybe the inverse Swissy, then be careful. Come 4:30 today, make sure you are capital aware of what you're doing. So protect some of your capital. If it means reducing your exposure, if it means banking some, or if you want to just close out for small losses, small gains, do that. There's always going to be another trade. Don't worry about getting the home run straight away. So we're talking about structure now. Are we going to break through, or are we going to bounce off it and get a pullback into this sort of structure through here, or is it going to come further down? Again, we don't know, but trade your rules. That's all I can say. So euro dollar, this is the inverse. You can see Brexit lows down here, marked in a couple of structure levels that we're keen on. We're in a little bit of no man's land right now, according to the euro. So the question is, what's going to happen here? Are we going to see a pullback into this area here, or are we going to get one a little bit higher into the 1.1070 area up through here? But I would say that this 109 sort of 50, 109.70 area is going to be of interest. So watch out, see what happens, and then that could give us a nice little run down to 108s. If we break through 108s, then it's 105s. So obviously a lot is going to be reliant upon Mr. Draghi today. So dollar CAD, you'll see it here yesterday. When I sent out the alert, you probably find dollar CAD was somewhere in the region of 134s. By the end of the day, it was at the lows at 132.80s. Only to see it rebound this morning back up to 133.40s. So the people who did take the trade, which was based around the structure, when it came into 132.80s, well, it's sitting lovely, 50 odd, what are we now, 63, 64 pips up from that point. Now, as you can see, we've got two types of structure in here. We've got obviously this resistance through here, and then you've got this rising wedge resistance through here. We did get a close above just 2 days ago, Friday, and then we were looking at this candle here yesterday as a confirmation of the close above. So unfortunately that didn't happen, so now we're watching this candle quite closely. It's a matter of sit and wait now for myself. Traders that are in this, well, your job's done. You've hit target one and you're at break even, so nothing more we can ask from the market there. Okay, so sterling, we've got Mark Carney speaking. No doubt going to be wild swings. What's the impact of all this talk of Brexit again? The US have been stipulating that they would like the Brexit procedure to take longer than the 2 years this morning. You got Tusk talking about, is Brexit reversible? It's all just dragging on a little bit now, and I do feel sorry for Theresa May. She seems to be talking a lot of common sense. It's not going to be an easy situation, but we're seeing sterling hold it around the 122s. I think a break above 123.50, and we should see a further push on towards 125s in and around this area here. If we get a break below here, then unfortunately it's looking pretty bleak for sterling. I'd like to see some buying pressure coming in through right now. We've got the commercials are aggressively buying sterling right now, as you can appreciate. You know, the cheaper sterling gets, the cheaper it is for companies to operate, i.e. international organizations. It's good for our services. You're getting the data coming out of the UK is fantastic right now. Also, it's good for companies within the UK because they're actually, rather than importing products, now they're producing themselves or creating. So it's very good on our economy having the weak sterling. However, it does have other implications as well. So moving on, what have we got next? Well, the next event we have here in the UK is November the 15th. So this is for new traders, people that have never traded before. It's for people that have traded before and want to just come to an event and see what it's like to trade. Now, those that have never traded, look, it's probably going to be a little bit fast-paced, and you're going to be thinking what's happening. But do you know what? It's better to come down to see what it's like, see what you're potentially getting involved in, and it'll be nice to meet some new traders. If you can't make the day, but you would like to potentially have a session with one of our traders, i.e. Have a run through the charts, see what it's about, see what's entailed, see how much time is involved, then please drop me an email at mark@phoenixblue.co.uk, or alternatively info@phoenixblue.co.uk. Our next event in Oslo is going to be on the 21st of November. We've got a 3-day course also, which is 21, 22, 23 in November. So if you are in Norway and you do want to attend our course, make sure you register your interest now so we can reserve you a seat on that course. You're going to be absolutely over the moon with the course. We've got great reviews from the people that attended last time. And that's it, guys. Have a great day. Be careful around the news announcements, and we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.